Yeah, he was in jail, and I was with a group of his friends. You know, they were like taking care of me and stuff until he got back. And I ended up cheating on Jose with his homeboy. Once it came out, like, Jose at first said that he would deal with it and he would get over it, but he couldn't get over it, it seems.
He did come to me and was like, hey, Geneva's pregnant, what do I do? And I couldn't really answer that question. I was like, just be there for her. That's it, you know? You can't be here, especially now she's pregnant.
If I was there, I don't think it would have went that far. I don't think I would have left Geneva alone for a second with him, and that's what happened when she was attacked. She was left alone. From what I understand, like, they held her there for like 3 or 4 days and wouldn't let her see the hospital. I remember when she said how she escaped, because I was like, how the fuck did you get out of that shit? He was playing PlayStation or Xbox or something, and she opened up the fridge and kind of let that be a distraction. Like, she was looking in the fridge, and she said she got on her fours and crawled out of the house while the fridge was still open and ran out.
I had nowhere to run. I don't have any brothers. I don't have a father figure. Nobody was gonna come save me. I had to leave. I felt like it was gonna get worse. The first person I called when I ran away from the house was my ex-boyfriend, because literally besides my mom, that was like the only phone number I knew by heart. And he seen my face and he's like, okay, this is crazy. I have to call my mom. His mother was like, she can't be with you because they're gonna think you did that. She literally drove me to the station. She was like, go, because you're not staying with us like that. I didn't want nobody to go to jail, but I didn't know what to do. I wasn't aware that that would all like crumble down onto him like that.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, that's the first thing I thought. Like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, like, you just gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, there was no other ways to think about it.
You know, I knew he was a lot of things and get into a lot of shit, but that was new to me. That part was foreign to me. But I was shocked at how bad it was. He was already out on bond when that incident happened. He had racked up so many points that, you know, he was going to jail for a very long time.
Cleo, in her mind, was like, I'm gonna have to take care of him his whole life because he has a record, tattoos on his face. Like, it was exhausting. Just running, like, not knowing what the next option was for him.
All right, so I'm gonna ask Geneva. I need you to speak for yourself. Can you hear me, Geneva?
Yeah. When he called me, I was really nervous. I was like, okay, this is a jail phone call. I answer it.
All right, are you with me or against me?
I'll fucking drop the charges, but you already said that
No.
I might get in trouble and shit.
Because I don't want you to end up in jail. If you drop the charges, you're gonna end up in jail, Geneva. I have to find a way around it.
He was telling me that I would go to jail, and I was scared of that. But then he would tell me that he loved me and that he cared about me. He didn't want anything to happen to me, so there was still like a little bit of manipulation, and I was just like so confused.
I don't want you in jail, Geneva. I love you.
It's gonna drop eventually if I do not show up to court. If I don't show up to court and I don't. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what
I know.
I'm gonna make you do. That's what I'm gonna make you do.
That's what we were gonna do regardless. The fact that he got in the amount of trouble that he did get into, it was not my intention. I just needed to get away from it.
of course we believe him.
We're family. We hate to see one of our own be incarcerated, you know? Especially for an allegation, you know? And he's literally sitting, rotting in jail for an allegation that...
Almost a year.
That shit felt forever.
Everybody was like, he's arrested because of his girlfriend. And I'm like, well, this is why. When I told my piece about the situation, fans were not very understanding because obviously the person that they look up to is saying one thing and then I was saying the complete opposite. Obviously, they're not gonna believe me.
The fans are toxic. So they get an ear of things, they're going to start making up their own narratives and start twisting things and contorting it. And so now it's this on social media. Whether he did it or not, for people to make it public, all that shit brings attention towards him.
I want to say we were on Instagram and ASAP Rocky was like, yo, free X, that's the hottest nigga out of Florida right now, right?
Free my nigga XXX. I can't wait till he come home. Fuck is you talking about? He the hardest nigga in Florida. I said it. So what? You don't like
it? Would literally became like a hashtag. Like his mugshot went viral.
The first image I ever saw of Jahseh was his mugshot, and it was probably the most polarizing image of an artist I've ever seen in my life. He had tattoos on his face, half blonde, half black hair. He had this stare in his eyes. His eyes almost looked black. His image, it was exciting, it was polarizing. I knew that people wouldn't forget him because he was the first of his kind.
Bitch, you a your mess, ayy. Can't keep my dick in my pants, ayy. My bitch don't love me no more, ayy. She kicked me out on life, bro.
Unfortunately, we're living in a world where drama and bullshit sells. And so as bad as that was, it helped to catapult him to the next level because his name was everywhere. And then the Drake beef added to it.
And it was the fans who started saying something about Drake stealing this flow.
That's how we found out, because he was in jail.
The fans were speaking up before us.
Oh, yeah.
We don't even listen to Drake.
Demon just got out of can. I gave my bro in advance. Love is just not in my plans. My life is you, it's your mess. Ay, can't keep my dick in my pants.
Once the fans started speaking, it all started speaking for itself.
People were finding about the music, fall in love with the music. People were finding about the charges, hating him for the charges. Like, he was only getting more famous by the day. Whether you loved it or whether you hated it, you just had to acknowledge it.
Look at me, fuck on me, look at me, fuck on me, look at me, fuck on me, look at me, yeah. Look at me, fuck on me, look at me, fuck on me, look at me, fuck on me, look at me, yeah.
I had labels started reaching out to me because he was locked up. Regardless of whether me and him fought like cats and dogs, he knew that I always had his best interests at heart. Who was he gonna trust? You know what I mean? I'm his mama. So he gave me power of attorney. You know, I was kind of like, oh, we should sign. He was like, no, Mom, if we can hold on and stay independent, that's where the real bag is. Seeing other people being screwed in the industry, he knew very well and from early that he wanted to own all his masters. He knew what the end game and the end goal was. Solomon found us, actually. I was intrigued by that.
You know, I saw pictures of him, of course, but, like, I don't know, in my mind, like, I was expecting him to be, like a giant almost when I saw him. And then when I saw him behind the glass, it was just kind of crazy because he was a kid. All this craziness, and he's just a kid. Like, he had all the hope in the world, and you could see he was vulnerable. So at that point, I'm just like, yo, no matter what, I got this kid. I got him.
We got our first deal while he was locked up.
We got that $100 grand to license Look at Me to Empire, and it was off to the races from there.
At the time where you came across Look at Me, are you aware of what had happened to make those numbers start jumping?
No, I really didn't give a fuck, to be honest. That wasn't a concern to me. I just knew that the record was special, it was moving, and I just started chasing it. I think my first contact with him was Bob called me on three-way with him in prison. And we talked for a couple minutes, and he told me he had a couple other deals that he was looking at, so on and so forth. And he called me back with Bob on the phone, and he said, I'm gonna do your deal. And I said, I don't understand. Why would you do our deal versus the other deal? And mind you, the other deal was like a traditional multi-album deal, large advance. I think the advance was like 1.5 million, he told me. My offer was like 100K for like 2 singles. And I asked him, I said, why would you do my deal over the other deal? You're only like 18, bro, that's a lot of money. He said, because your deal makes me a partner and their deal makes me a slave.